Hello friends, my name is Vinod. Welcome to i-RAS YouTube channel. We were discussing RASMAINS 2021 solution. In that we have covered paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, unit 1 and unit 2. Today we will be discussing about unit 3, sports, yoga, behavior and law. The link of previous videos you will be getting in the description box and I button above. Here is the syllabus of sports and yoga, behavior and law. Pause the video and have a look. Let's start discussion on sports and yoga. First question. Name the award for excellence in sports in Rajasthan given annually and write the hierarchy of its selection committee. The award name is Maharana Pratap Award and the award is given by State Sports Council for outstanding achievements at the national and international level. And the selection committee consists of President, Secretary of Rajasthan State Sports Council, Principal Secretary, Youth Affairs and Sports Department, Arjun Awardee from Rajasthan, Prominent Sports Administrator from Rajasthan. They consist of committee which decides who will get the Maharana Pratap Award. Next question, write the types of yoga according to Yogaraj Upanishad. Yogaraj Upanishad is a very small Upanishad, consists of 21 mantras or hymns, according to which there are 4 types of yoga. First one mantra yoga, which is hymns. Second one lay yoga, which is rhythm. Third one hatha yoga, which means persistent. Third one raj yoga, attainment of luxury and comfort. Next question, write the contribution of Sri Magan Singh Rajvi in Rajasthan sports. Magan Singh Rajvi, the crown jewel of football, is a former Indian football player who won bronze medal in Asian Games in 1970 and also awarded Arjun Award. Shri Maganji came from Bikaner and he was a retired superintendent of police from RAC Bikaner range and he was a prominent football player from Rajasthan. Next question, name any 4 sports academies governed by Rajasthan State Sports Council. There is basically name Women Hockey Academy Ajmer, Women Basketball Academy Jaipur, Basketball Academy Children Jaisalmer, Football Academy Children Jodhpur. Of course there are other sports academies also there which are under Rajasthan State Sports Council. Next question, name the para players and their sports who were awarded Major Dhyan Chand Khel Award in 2021. First one, Avni Lekhara. She came from Jaipur. He belongs to para shooting. Second one, Sumit Until from para athletics. Pramod Bhagat from para badminton. Krishan Nagar from para badminton. Manish Narwal from para shooting. Next question says, what is the significance of scientific backup to the sports person in national sport policy? Let's understand what is the mean by scientific backup. Scientific backup means sports person experts. Sports person are associated with sports experts such as coach, etc. on continuing basis to provide the requisite support. Basically, they are trained expert who assist a sports person to achieve the best possible sporting performance, right? To provide the requisite sports in terms of nutrition, psychology, medicine, pharmacology, physiology, biomechanics and anthropometry, as well as other branches of sports science. Anthropometry means human, metry means measurement. So the measurement of body, the scientific study of measurement and proportion of body. All these experts are associated with the sports person and they will be getting help or expert advice from them on continuing basis. So scientific backup helps in achieving coordination between the laboratory and the field, that is between the coaches and the sports scientists. Thus, particular care taken to ensure nutritional support to talented sports persons and to sustain their mental health and competitive spirit. Next question, what is rehabilitation in sports? Define TENS therapy. So rehabilitation is the restoration of optimal form of and function. Optimal form means basically focus on restoration of the injuries, athlete's ability to have sports, specific physiology and the biomechanics, etc. So optimal form means the regular form in which the sports person may use his ability to the best, and processes targeted at minimizing the loss associated with sport injury to the promote recovery and to maximize functional capacity, fitness and performance of a sport person. Basically sports injury associated with all those sports. However, the maximum number of sports injury can be seen in football, and it says that define the TENS therapy. So TENS therapy stands for transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. Transcutaneous means penetration through the skin. Electric nerve system therapy involves the use of low voltage electric current. This is a battery and this is a patches. From there the low electric currents to treat pain. A small device deliver the current near over the nerves. Say for example, some injury occur in the knee. So what TENS therapy do? TENS therapy reduce the pain messaging to the brain and stimulate the body to generate endorphin, the natural pain reliever. So this is how it's working. Behavior. What is meant by emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence given by Dr. Daniel Goleman, and it basically means the capacity to be aware of or control or express one's emotions and handle interpersonal relationship judiciously and empathetically. In simple words, I would say it's a person's ability to recognize, to understand and to manage own emotions as well as others. Basically, if you having anger on something, then do not react according to the anger. Act according to the situation. What is the best possible things into that situation? Manage the emotion, manage the anger, understand the anger, that why the anger is coming or why this anger is occurring. Perceiving emotions, understanding emotions, using emotions and managing emotions of self as well others. Second one, which are the big 5 factors of personality. The broad personality factors are ocean: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness and neuroticism. Openness basically means imagination, feelings, actions, ideas. If a person is open and he's highly open, then it would be curious, wide ranges of interest or independent. If a person is less open, then he would be a practical, conventional, orthodox, or he would prefer routine work. Likewise, if a person is conscious, he would be hardworking, dependable, organized. If a person is less conscious, he will be impulsive, careless, disorganized. If a person is extroversion, he will be social, he will be emotionally expression, he would be outgoing, warm. If a person who is a less score of extroversion will be quiet, introvert, reserved. If a person is agreeable, then he would be helpful, trusting and empathetic. If a person high in the neuroticism, he would be anxious, unhappy, prone to negative emotion. If a person who is less in neuroticism would be calm, even tempered or secure. Next question. Write about the 3 stages of memory. Basically, there are 3 stages: encoding, storage, retrieval. Encoding means the initial learning of information. Storage refers to maintaining the information. Retrieval is the ability to access information when you need it. You know, when we receive our information through our sensory memory first, and when paid attention to the sensory memory, it got stored to the short-term memory, and when rehearsed, when retrieved properly and encoded the short-term memory, it goes to the long-term memory. Next question, mention the sources of stress. Source of stress is major stressful like events such as death of a loved one or personal injury, the annoying frequent hassles of everyday life like commutation, like the office job, day-to-day activities, traumatic event that affect our lives. Some of the important sources of physiological stress are frustration, conflicts, internal and social pressure, etc. Stress basically a pressure or tension, you can say, and in psychology, stress would be a mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or demanding circumstances. Next question, define intelligence. Intelligence was defined by Binet and Simon in 1905 as the ability to judge well, to understand well and to reason well. So intelligence is the global capacity to understand the world, think rationally and use available resources effectively when faced with challenges. Next one, describe the major projective measures of personality. What is a projective measures? First of all, projective test is a type of personality test in which you offer responses to ambiguous scenes, words or images. There are 4 or 5 types of projective measures. Let's see. First one, the Rorschach ink bolt test. In this test, the people are shown one card at a time and asked to describe what they see in the image, and the result is vary from person to person. The next one, the thematic appreciation test. In that, people are asked to look at a series of ambiguous scenes and then tell a story describing the scene, and it also vary from person to person. Next one, a draw a person test. In that, test involves exactly what you might imagining. Next one, the house tree person test. People are asked to draw a house and tree and a person, and on that basis traits. Psychiatrists use those tests to determine main personality traits of a person who perform those tests. Explain the strategies of stress management. And the 3 coping strategies given by Endler and Parker are task oriented, emotion oriented and avoidance oriented. Task oriented basically involving obtaining information about the stressful situation and about alternative course of action and their probable outcomes. For example, schedule my time better, etc. So in task oriented strategy, we should schedule our timetable according to the topics. For example, we should try to do hard topic first so that the easy topic can be done later. Next one, emotion oriented strategy. This can involve efforts to maintain hope and to control one's emotions. Example, tell myself that it is not really happening to me, etc. The famous example of this, that you heard about the proverb that when pigeon see a cat, he closed his eyes and think that cat will not eat me. This gives him a kind of emotional stability that this will not really happening with me. Next one, avoidance oriented strategy. This involves denying or minimizing the seriousness of the situation. For example, watching TV, phone up a friend. Example, I am having anxiety or stress, but without affecting those stress or anxiety, I have diverted my mind to the other things such as watching a TV, phone up a friend, etc. And other stress management strategies are relaxation techniques such as breathing, meditation, biofeedback, etc. Next one, law. What is the difference between perfect and imperfect right? Perfect rights there is a famous quote which says that covenants without swords are nothing but merely a word. Laws without punishment are nothing but words. Likewise, perfect rights are those rights which are enforced by law and for which there is a remedy available. Violation of those rights will come up with a punishment. However, imperfect right is one which is recognized, unenforceable and may or may not be remedied. For example, DPSP. There are several laws which enforce DPSP, however they are not enforceable in court of law. An example of a perfect law is fundamental rights. Next, define the expression right to information as used in the Right to Information Act 2005. Right to information is also a fundamental right under Article 19. And according to RTI Act 2005, any citizen of India may request information from a public authority which is required to reply within 30 days. Next one, write down the meaning of sexual harassment mentioned under the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. according to which sexual harassment includes any one or more of following unwelcome acts of behavior. Unwelcome acts or behavior such as physical contact, demand or request of sexual favors, sexually colored remarks, showing pornography, any other unwelcome physical, verbal and non-verbal conduct of sexual nature amounts to a sexual assault at workplace. Next one, define the term relative as per the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizen Act 2007. Relative means any legal heir of a childless senior citizen who is not a minor and is in possession of and would inherit his property after his death. Means any legal heir which is above the age of 18 and who will be inheriting their property would be a legal relatives of the senior citizen. Next one, define the term Nazul land. Actually it's a Nazul, not Nazal. Nazul land as per the Rajasthan Land Revenue Act 1956 means Abadi land within the limit of municipality or a panchayati circle of a village, town or vesting in the state government. I mean all villages and all the cities are a Nazul land only. Next one, state the content of records of rights under the Rajasthan Land Revenue Act 1956. The records of rights consist of Khevat, Khatoni or register or any other records prescribed by the state government. Khevat means a register of all stakeholders in the area under survey and record operation which give information about co-sharers, mortgage in possession and person holding land from him otherwise than as a tenant. Basically difference between Khevat and Khatoni is that Khevat is a kind of account number given to a landowners or other co-owners who jointly owned a land, while as a Khatoni is a details of all land holding by a family. Khevat basically means individual is a register who contains all stakeholders, e-stakeholders, and Khatoni is a all person, where is a register of all person holding land in such a area free of rent and revenue, and such other register as may be prescribed by the state government are consist of record of rights, and above register will be made by land record officers. Next one, explain the term sexual assault as mentioned in the Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act, POCSO Act 2012. Sexual assault means whoever, any adult basically, with sexual intent touches the private parts of child or make the child touches the private part of such person or any other person or does any other act which sexually intent with involves physical contact without penetration is said to commit sexual assault. But a doctor touches a private part of a child for a medical examination which does not come under sexual assault, does not. Punishment for sexual assault, imprisonment not less than 3 years, which may be extended to 5 years with fine. However, in the recent amendments, they have increased the minimum punishment from 7 to 10 years. And this act is basically gender neutral and regards the best interest and welfare of the child as a matter of the paramount importance at every stage, so to ensure the healthy physical, emotional and intellectual and social development of a child. So this brings to end of this discussion. We have completed paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3 of RASMAINS 2021 and their solutions. If you like the video, then please like and subscribe the channel and share with your friends. If you do not like the video, please tell us in the comment box. One loses nothing by providing sunlight. Your subscribes and likes matter a lot. See you in the next video. Jai Hind.